Good morning, my friends. I've just been having a really interesting conversation with, um, it's Teresa actually, and we're doing this podcast together called Own Your Own Shit, the tall and the short of it. And something that we were speaking about this morning, and I think that it's just so relevant. What if everything you're doing in your life right now is right? What if you're right on target? What if everything you're doing is correct? So much of the angst and the frustration and the fears and the worries and the stress and the anxiety is caused from feeling as though you're not doing things right, as though you've failed, as though you're not where you wanted to be, that life doesn't look like you wanted it. All of those thoughts and feelings create more of the same. But what if you could look at it that you're actually right where you need to be? And I know that, you could look at that and go, oh, that's so cliche, Tracy, you're right where you're supposed to be, blah, blah, blah. Well, you are. Because whether you're deemed to be doing the right thing in life or whether you've got things that you shouldn't be doing, but who says? Who actually says? Like, all of us have a story, and we've all done things we're not proud of. We've all done things that have caused ourselves and maybe other people pain. We've, there's history that you maybe don't want to repeat, but it was also necessary. Because one of the biggest things that I do with people when I work with them is that we go back and we don't drudge up all the stuff and stay in it. What we do is we explore and we are curious about what has actually happened for for us, in the years to right now, to lead to this very moment. Tell me all the things that have happened. Tell me all the highlights and the lowlights and the fucking, oh my God, traumatic lights. Because in amongst all of it, it all had to happen for you to be having the experience of your life that you're currently having. Because you will have experienced things, met people, learnt things, um, seen things, heard things that you never would have if you didn't act the way you did, or you didn't receive what you received, or you didn't experience what you experienced. But all of it has led you to be the person that you are today. It reminds me of my tattoo that I got years and years ago. And it's from a poem from the 1300s. And basically what the poem was all about was all of life shapes who you are, the good, the bad, the ugly. It creates the person that you are. And so how can we judge our life to be bad or good, or it just is? And so what if we could take the angst away to go, oh, I shouldn't be drinking, but I am. I should exercise, but I'm not. I really like all the things that we sit in judgment for ourselves. What if we just said, it's okay? It's actually okay that I'm doing or not doing all of these things. Because once we come to a state of acceptance, that's when change can actually happen. And once we see our life and the judgment of it from a different perspective, the shoulders go down, the angst disappears, the stress just seems to melt away. I was talking to a client the other day who has quite a bit to drink at nighttime. Like, he gets home from work and he goes out into his little thing and he just has a lot to drink. And I said to him, babe, understandable. Like, that you're self-medicating. That's how you're like self-regulating. That's how you're calming yourself down. That's how you're giving yourself time when nobody is there and you can just breathe for a minute. I remember smoking for me. When I gave up smoking, I found that I lost those moments that I was taking for myself. And as a hairdresser working 14, 15-hour days, those quick exits out the back of the salon to have a smoke was the only time that I actually stopped and took a breath. So it wasn't so much the act of smoking. What I was doing was giving myself time to breathe. And I know for those of you that don't smoke, you go, Tracy, that's not really breathing. But here we are sitting in a land of no judgment. That was the way that at that time I got to breathe. So when I stopped smoking and I realized that I didn't stop, I had to create other things to do in order to get myself to stop. So I just wanted to pop this in here today. Teresa and I are going to do more on this on a podcast. But just have a little bit of a think about, what if you're right? What if everything you're doing is right? Think about it. How could that change the experience that you're having with your life? Have a great day, guys.